Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing Golgari Toxic Combo, or we're going to be attempting to do that combo here. If you don't know what this deck is, it's kind of sprung up pretty quickly. A friend sent me a list, and then Legends just played a list as well. And we took kind of inspiration from both of those lists and put them here and tried to make my own variation. So my plan with the deck is prioritizing beating down my opponent instead of working to find the combo. So one version was, let's try to find the combo as fast as possible. The other one felt a little bit more beat down, but was also trying to find a combo. So for me, instead, I wanted to play creatures like the Drinker that I can pump and get lifelink and not lose the red or mice. Scout to hopefully find a land. If not, it gets a counter. And then when we're playing the Innkeeper talent, it just grows into a 3/3, and then we're off to the races with a big creature already. And then we play Bristly Bill to either double the counters of our creatures. Doesn't necessarily do the planeswalkers, but now we can play a Fable Passage, put a counter on a thing, and then bracket, put another counter elsewhere, and then Innkeeper's putting a counter on something, and now that's 3 counters, and we're spreading the love across all of our creatures that we have. But outside of that, because I'll talk about the combo here in a second, outside of that, we have our removal package and 4 cut downs. Aggro is very, very high right now, so 4 of these, I normally only play 3, and I might move back to that for one reason in particular, but we play 4 of these, and then we play 4 Go for the Throats. You could mix up Go for the Throats, just be a little careful. I think the best one might actually be the new one that has Forage on it, where you can either pay 3 mana to, it would be equivalent to casting Murder, so 2 black and a colorless, or you can exile 3 cards from your graveyard and then cast it for 2, because it hits a creature and a planeswalker, and it doesn't have a restriction outside of potentially having to pay an extra mana for it. And then we have, in terms of other spicy cards, we have an Avarice to find a piece if we want to, or just use it as a draw 3. Doesn't really come up at all. And then we have a Terra Sunder. The reason I talked about going down here, we are pretty vulnerable to a temporary lockdown, even though we beat that card today, which is sick. We have Terra Sunder that can blow that up, or we can use it as a 4 mana card later to exile something super important. Regardless, there are a lot of random cards that have enchantment thing on it, and if we ever run into something like this, where we're in the mirror, we can exile this, or like other important cards where Terra Sunder can actually become very, very valuable. And then we use Pillage the Bog to kind of be the catch-all, the kind of backbone in terms of, hey, let's try to find our combo, or let's try to find a piece that's really strong, or a removal spell, and kind of stack them up together. But however, the combo here, and kind of what we are looking to do, at least attempting to do, is Innkeeper's talent. Once you get to the bottom mode is kind of how the combo works. The rest is very good. Permanents having ward 1, and then putting extra counters on creatures is how we can be really aggressive, which is how we use it primarily today. But the bottom mode, if you would put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many of each of those counters on that permanent or player instead. Commander players will know this effect very, very well using like Doubling Season. It's a big thing with like Atraxas, the commander. You play Doubling Season, you play a lot of Planeswalkers, and you ult them immediately. Because the way Planeswalkers work is when they enter, the loyalty gets put onto that Planeswalker and is always checked. So what happens is when we play Vraska for 6 mana, it'll try to start at 6 loyalty. This will say, oh, I see you putting 6 loyalty counters onto your Vraska. What if we put 6 more on it, and it'll start at 12 before we've ever activated it? Therefore, we get to -9 it and put infect or put poison counters directly on our opponent immediately. We have no way to give poison other than Vraska here, so it's going to put 9 on them. And if you know the caveat of this bottom part, counters on a permanent or player. So that is putting 9 poison counters onto a player, therefore 9 more will get applied because of the talent, and they'll get put up to 18 poison. If you just put 10 poison on the opponent, you win the game. So we're overkilling them by 8, but that is what it is. But outside of that, super aggressive deck in Golgari, a little bit different in that regard. And then we have the top end Vraska one-shot combo if it comes to that point. Outside of that, lands are pretty self-explanatory in terms of we have 2 Surveil lands, we have Landward Waste, Blooming Marsh, and an even split here. Even though we are technically a little bit higher on Swamp, I just opted to go with an even split because then it gets like weird to add a third one of these and trim or whatever, or go up too many on that. And then 2 Fable Passages to make Bristly Bill a little bit better. So outside of that, let's go ahead and hop into the games. If you all enjoy my content, please consider subscribing, and let's see if we can't combo somebody or just hit them over the head with our creatures. We got the scout, we got the drinker, we got the talent, we got the commie, we got like kind of everything we want. But I am going to go ahead and start with the drinker just because I am on the play and I can grow a lifelinker pretty high here as long as it stays in play in case it's aggro. If it's a little bit slower, I might play the scout to try to see if I can't find a land, which we would have hit one. So I'm a little happier that we didn't go for it. Now we hit for 2. Gain some life. Gain a little here. We'll see what our opponent is. I see plains. Kind of makes me think of bunnies. Could be Boros. Could be just mono white nonsense. Mono white nonsense maybe? Oh. Alright. Counter on it. Yeah, ward 1. See, I'm only gonna play one of these two because I think I'm gonna get hit with a temporary lockdown. They haven't done anything, so temporary lockdown is just what screams to me. Sure, pass. Temporary lockdown. Here comes chat. Wow. It's almost like we called it, chat. Sure. Play here. I guess I gotta go grab the mana, right? I don't actually like grabbing green source here, but I guess I punted it into the sun. It's not like I'm gonna have to be able to cast this anyway. Sure. Seems like a good card. Seems like a good card. You have a second lockdown. Lay down arms. It's always hard to remember those cards that weren't seeing a whole ton of play there for a while. Like, Lay Down Arms got replaced by March of the Otherworldly Light for the longest time. So, like, is it the legal card now or is it not? They pass and do nothing. Here. Talent. I can't beat temporary lockdown in most cases, but we'll see. Sure. You're gonna let this happen, or you have a way to blow this up? Yes, sir. We weren't in combat, so we get to do this anyway. Pop this. Might as well go ahead and do this anyway, right? Grab our swamp now. And if it's control, this is a matchup like Vraska is kind of content to win by herself anyway. Let's hit for 6. Down to 9. They missed the land, so they have to figure something out here. Okay. Sure. Epitome of kind of try to do nothing while I can. Attack. Hit. Let's just play a second one. These can't be temporary lockdown, so we're going for the win. And anything that puts a counter on anything the following turn here wins the game on the spot. I guess Bristly Bill misses because I don't have a land, which might be a reason to hold on to a land if I find one on the following turns. I guess go to combat. This one's. This is where they should get lost the bigger commie if they have it. Yep. So we'll hit for 1. Let's pop this. We want to make sure our scout gets a counter for free. Sentinel the Nameless City. I mean, I kind of like that card on top. So now we play this scout. We'll guarantee the kind of counter on it. And then I might as well just go ahead and... I probably should have put it on commie because, again, if they play a third temporary lockdown, then so be it, you know? But at least I don't have to worry about Wandering Emperor. But also, this is lethal, so they have to get rid of it. Alright, cool. Normally, an automatic loss, but our opponent didn't hit lands. They did hit really good cards, though, in terms of, like, the lockdowns here. It's like, I mean, we had, like, a really hot start and was getting ready to play a commie. It was going to make it way worse, but... temporary lockdowns worked out well, but No lands, no depopulation or anything like that, or no witnesses or something, but oh boy. No one drop, but like this into this seems fine potentially. Now I'll be against mono red or Boros. Great card. Don't have another red or black mana, so we have to ensure that we play swamp next turn just in case we draw into it. Now I have question marks. A lot of them. Just like big Boros? Boros control? Yeah, maybe? Angels in this economy, my guy? Wild day. I can turn it into a treasure, I guess. Yeah. We have a 4/5. Helix ain't bodying this thing out of the way, that's for sure. Especially when I double down and play another one. -2 becomes an artifact, sure. What are we doing? Why am I getting temporary lockdown by everybody, bro? I'm getting sick of it, chat. Here, game. Will that make you happy? I know I could have played the normal forest. Leave me alone. Here. I have 5. Make a map. Hit you for a ton. Crack the map and look. I take the creature. I mean, realistically, I'm just going for the combo over the next 2 turns, right? So that I can pump this. But I can play this after pumping that, so sure. So I can play this land, pump that up, and also play the drinker, and then put counters on the drinker. Oh no, I can't attack. Please tap that. Okay, game. Here. If this helps you out, I will play the drinker first. Like, it's not that deep, my guy. Put counters here. Can't attack because of this being untapped. And now, if I get to play my Vraska, they lose. So, we'll see. Or they'll play a second temporary lockdown, because... Sure, man. Why am I running into so many lockdowns? I'm just like, why do I keep running in to temporary lockdowns, man?
The reign of flesh is over.
This one? It's lethal next turn. Maybe. I could die here, though. Helix ×2. Helix shock. Helix or the other Archangel that just has haste and it's a 4/4. It's exactly 7. So it's not like I can do anything about it. Tackle. Okay. 1 spell a turn. Sure. Yeah. Sure. Block here.
Phyrexian marches on.
Here gets a 1. Other creature gets -2/-2. I mean, I have to block regardless, right? I lose 1. Kind of barely even want to activate, but they didn't go face, which kind of implies to me they don't really have the option to. If I don't plus, then I don't die, right? Because it's high. Well, do I die? I died at high noon, right? Huh. Here. Wish I had a way to minus. I just don't. Let's play land. Let's deck then. We will play a swamp, I guess. Plus proliferate. Let's go, chat. Let's go, chat. We got it. Nice. We end up winning that. Stop lockdowning me, bro. Like, oh man, honestly, winning these games through lockdowns actually a good sign, right? That the deck might have legs, but either way, if they could just stop doing that, that'd be great. Go first, scout on one, and then maybe a Kami after cut downing a creature. Sure. Just hope this hits kind of a non-land, but you know, what's 5 lands if not 6? You know. Here it comes. You ready, chat? Ooh. I dodged, chat. I dodged. I have to play Swamp. When it becomes target spell or ability for first time, put a 1 counter on it. When it dies, deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. Okay, they can't target me with that. Sure. I just take damage. We'll play the drinker. Then we'll pass. After we hit them, we'll play a Kami, and then we have to kind of find the thing to put counters on stuff, or we're just lost. Honestly, if I draw it, I'm probably going to play it, pump it, and then put a counter on drinker and have it attacking. No blocks here from me. Especially now, no blocks. There's no reason to block this. Go for the throat, pretty good. Just in case, I'm going to hold the scout back. I don't really necessarily think there's a ton of reasons to attack with it. Not that it's like the worst attack of all time. There's spell you control for the first time. Sure. Let's see if we can't get them to pump it. We try to monster trades through it. I'm still gonna remove it. I was kind of hoping this would get them to play a monster trade or something, but sure. They want to dread maul something else, that's fine. I got nothing on that. All right, well, we'll play the land first, Brick. Don't be stupid. Here, we're gonna look at our top 8. All right, we found it. Also, along with 3 Veraskas, so the combo plan's almost out the door already. By the way, attack for 2. Now we have kind of the same plan, but now we get to play Kami and then put another counter on it. Or I could just have this do it. Just protect myself for now. If they have monster trades, that sucks. But if it's something like that says words. Yeah, so there was no trample there. Very cool. Go for the throat. Huge. We play land. We play Kami, so the counters get doubled regardless. And we hold up just go for the throat for whatever they target. Attack for 4. I think we're better off just attacking here and gaining life. And again, we just hold just go for the throat. This is why I think the drinker is such a good card here. No blocks from me. Monster Rage on that one. And we'll remove it. And then I think it's just lethal. Could be wrong. Okay, bye opponent. Is what it is. Cool. Taking on other decks, going well. Weirdly enough, we haven't done the combo yet. We've just kind of proven that hardened scales and just putting counters on cards for free is pretty good. I'll probably just cut to this point. We're keeping, so hopefully we can cut down on turn 1, and then we can play the talent on turn 2, and then play Bill after. All right, perfectly good target turn move. If this is going to be a counter / fight war, I feel pretty confident in my game plan. Let's just put the Innkeeper in. This card, I think, is just pretty good in general. I played with it in my draft event. It's the card I got access to. And it felt very good. Now we play Bristly Bill. We play this land. We put a counter on Bristly Bill. And I'm on the plan of pumping this. Just so my creature now has ward as well, so they're not going to be able to like play a creature, play something else, make this fight my creature because of the ward protection potentially. And if they do, it should take the majority of their turn. The only thing I'd be afraid of here is like a Tyvar stand, for example. Offspring, very good, very good card. So this is whenever a creature you control becomes target of spell or ability and opponent controls, put a 1 counter on target creature other than that creature. So I do have options. Kind of. Not kinda. I do have options. I'm gonna play this scout, see if I hit a land or not. If I don't, like, it's gonna get a counter regardless, but that can go away. I want to see if they block my Bristly Bill. I'm gonna make a stronger back wall here. This card's also good. I like that card too. But if we're on the agenda of racing here, I will gladly do so. And if it's like double block or triple block even, and our Bristly Bill trades off everything, I'll gladly take it. Okay. We'll see what happens here. Whenever a creature you control becomes target of spell or ability and opponent controls, put a 1 counter on target creature you control other than that creature. Okay. Maybe I should have pillaged the bog and tried to find the board wipe. Sure. Yeah. Sure. I think I go for the pillage of the bog if this doesn't hit regardless. Alright, we finally hit a land. Play this, Surveil, and Bristly Bill triggers. I guess just like make this awkwardly large because I still think I'm in the plan of attacking with it. Cast this. We're looking for that board wipe if we can find it. We miss. Okay. Is this spell? I keep reading this. Target of spell or ability. Okay. So that is a little tough. Honestly, it might just be to grab a second one of these. Or just grab cut down and then just look to double remove based on what they target next turn. I guess I like that plan too. Do I want to put this all the way to 6 and kind of force some blocks here? Yeah, I guess so. Force some blocks probably. I think taking a big chunk of 6 is probably not where I would like to be, but I'm very afraid of just like a universal put a ton of counters on everything. Where cut down kind of loses its value. But if we can get them to block with like the 1/1, I feel pretty happy about it. But we'll see. This cut down grab might be a little loose. But again, if this 1/1 blocks, we get pretty happy about it. They just take the damage, okay. Scariest thing I've ever seen. 5 mana. Put counters on everything. Go for it. I don't want to be able to stop you at all. You fighting or something? I don't know. Interesting. I almost like just playing an aggro version, playing Golgari kind of over what we've been playing. I mean, that's what we wanted, right? You're gone no matter what, right? No, I guess. Cast this one. I could have saved it, but I want to hold up my cut down. Okay. This is going to make me very upset. It keeps like trying to screw me over on this Land War Waste. I understand I take a damage, but I'm looking to remove their entire board. Fair enough. Good thing we didn't go to combat, chat. Good thing we did not go to combat, chat. In turn. At least I have a big board, and I'll tank 6. Like, I don't care to just tank this. Because, like, I have lethal in the backswing, so they have to have a plan, or this has to be good. Sure. You got another one? You do have another one. Look at all his mana, chat. Look at it all. Can I tank this for 2 turns? I can, kind of. Great draw. Great draw. Great draw. One. Oh, we get it too. Let's go. I was afraid of like a Tyvar stand or something, but now we put a counter on here. Now we got a 2/2 lifelinker, both at 10. They have technically the card advantage. And they get to turn that on. It gets what? +4/+4 and has trample. Sure. You're gonna like turn it on immediately. And I can't cut down it either. Here to grow this. No. I understand the assignment here. This is going to be kind of annoying to get through this turn, but it's okay. I'm going to take out all my creatures, which is fine. I feel like I've been so close to winning this game, but also feel like I don't have a chance to win this game. Card types. Oh, that card's a little worse than what I thought it was. It potentially wasn't gonna grow. I have creature, land, and instant in there. I don't think I have anything else. So this wasn't gonna grow. I might have messed that up. Gross. Yeah, so creature. Oh, I do have a sorcery. Yeah, they can just eat the land and grow that at any time. Okay. I was like, do I even have a sorcery in there? And I forgot. My board wipe classifies that. Yeah, that's a big creature. That's a big boy. That's a big boy. If they do fight my Draker, it does draw a card. Or not draw a card. It does gain the life. So. No. Yeah. This one? This one? This one? For me, it should just be attack. Set him to 1, gain my life, go up to 11. Be kind of safe. Like, I don't think holding the Drinker back makes a lot of sense. But I could be wrong. They do have to answer both my things. I don't know what that does. That does something. When it enters, if a gift promises to destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls, reach, gift a card. A good card to be gifted me. They hold back. Guess. Move. Okay, they allow it. Interesting. Combat. We'll attack. Oh, we get there. The 1 damage Kami. Look at him go, chat. He got there. Very sick. Very sick. That game, just like, I was like so confident that we were going to be able to go over the top of them. And then they played this. And I was horrified, bro. I think this card is a card we should consider running. I do like playing the I do like playing this because we saw how important this lifelink creature is at times, and I mean just growing it to an 8/8 so fast there. But I do think like this card, maybe if we just play an aggro version of the deck instead, might be worth it though over what we've been playing, like kind of do the combo because we haven't done it yet. I'm going to try this hand, but I do think this hand might be the one we end up losing. Like this might be the game we end up losing. Unless this card might be fine if we can get one of these innkeepers in play. Having 2 in our opener going against discard. If they have direct discard, we're going to be in trouble. But if I can get one of these down, they most likely don't have a ton of ways to deal with it. Even if they play a threat here, like, yeah, we're just suplexing this thing into play. Now, only other issue is we have a lot of removal for a deck that's... Play a second one? Every threat of mine is going to get huge fast. They duress me, which this is their draw. They didn't do anything last turn. You would be a tap land. I'm gonna keep the threat though. Get my creature ward. Get my creature ward. So, as my opponent doesn't have any mana, as you could tell, ward is gonna be awful. Our creature is just gonna have like, it's just gonna be in play forever potentially. They have to kill us in response to the Explorer. And if Explorer works, so if it gets a counter... Actually, you gotta go, dog. I don't know what to tell you. Counter. Now a 4/4. Please don't try to cut down this. Shieldred's Edict will work. Okay, that a boy. I was like, Shieldred's Edict will do it. I was like, there is 2 instances of Ward 1 here. Please do not mess that up. That's always the worst, right? Whenever that's like what gets messed up. That went through. There's no way, right? Oh, that was just arena, like doing arena stuff where it's like no response. They're gonna start putting counters, and it's like no. I got responses. But here's the problem, chat. I don't know if you see our hand. Our hand sucks. We can't beat that. Come on, chat, we can beat that. Oh, dude, we need a creature. Or lands. Like, I would just take hitting lands over kind of what we're hitting. Although, I will say the Terrace Hunter was good. Sure. Yeah, like here, I'm perfectly fine hitting a land, especially on the fact that, like, these are going to put the counters on this anyway. Sure. Now, hopefully, they don't have any more copies of Shieldred's Edict I have to worry about. Cut down, not going to work, obviously, so go for it. It has to kind of be the spell. Or Liliana will do it. Nice.
Enough with the mystery.
This is kind of the roughest game I've had. Just because, like, I don't know how I'm supposed to... I have a couple of spells that can get us out, but... that being kind of one of them. I guess. We just need to draw a land, like I said. This is kind of one of the reasons I said if we draw a land, I'll be happy. Because then I can, like, play this Vraska and start plussing. Yeah.
Drop it.
This guy? We're trying our best, chat. Make a 5/5, I guess, with Ward 2. Seems pretty good. And then we can go for the throw at the Aclazots. But they're most likely going to down tick on this Liliana or my Drinker, I guess. Maybe they have a second one.
I'll take my zombies and leave.
I can only do this as...
I've always hated crime.
so gross. It's like kind of such a subpar ability to have to be done at sorcery speed. Yeah, we kind of knew that was coming.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it.
Do this in response to the discard. Is this the card we get rid of? I think so.
You won't be outsmarting.
She's not that good. Well, that's not horrifying. Problem is, I just can't keep up here. Yeah. Yes. Yes. There's just not a point, dude. I've drawn every single removal spell in my deck. Like, I'm good. It just is what it is. We go first. I think if we go first, we just kind of want to surveil first. And just, like, look for a land, regardless of what it is. Or a counter card. Land, I'll keep. 'Cause now I can cut down a thing and then play the drinker. But parlor means a couple of things, maybe. I think I just played the drinker. Get our 1/1 lifelinker in. Pillage's Bog is cool, but it's going to have to come after our Sentinel play. Sure. Combat. Alright. Sentinel. Temporary lockdown me, dude. Come at me. I've already... You can't show me anything I haven't seen today. Okay. Yeah, you can. I lied to you. You can show me something I've seen... Whatever. Or treasure. Tough day. I'll put this on my lifelinker because lifelinker will kind of help bridge this gap regardless. And then I'm going to plot that. And we'll attack here. Just make sure I can make my lifelinker hit. This has another block. Now, obviously, if I block and then the lightning helix, this kind of sucks. So realistically, I think I'm just going to let the 2 damage happen. Ooh, that's good. You have a cut down for that, so I'm not that worried. But with 1 mana available, I will block. Play with fire, not like around anymore, so kind of where I'm sitting on that train. Again, play my land. I keep almost wanting to pillage first. I can grab this Innkeeper now. Innkeeper puts counters on things for free. And then I can make sure they have ward. And then I can play with my cut down, I guess. Level... Yeah, I care about ward like ever so slightly, I think. Oh, I guess I can't do it that way. Yeah, it has to be green. I just saw it like not wanting to be green. So I was like, what are we doing here? Here. Go for the throat can stay on top. Counter here. In. Again, we have a cut down for this card, so I'm not too afraid of it here. I can decide to double block, and if they do, then fantastic. It gives me more of a reason to cut down. And I'll just get rid of the bat. Then they'll get a bat back here, but I also get to keep my lifelinker, and then I'll play a Kami, have go for a throat held up, put more counters on the drinker, and then be attacking. Hopefully map will trigger and work as well. Another one of those. Normally probably considered good, just maybe not the strongest here. This 3 damage I'll allow. The only real problem is I just think this card is going to get outpaced so fast over this next turn or two. Play Kami, which is going to do essentially the same thing as pumping this all the way up, will. Lightning Strike is available. But this will go to 5. And their blocks just don't make sense there, so I'll just put it here. Vraska can stay. We'll see if we can't get the combo for the first time today. Double attack. I have not been... Oh, I guess I had Vraska in hand. I'm so used to not having it ready to go. Did I... Oh, I had to play the Kami, yeah. I don't have that pumped all the way. But, yeah, my opponent concedes. I don't get to do the combo. But, well, it is what it is. That's as close as I got. But, wow. Yeah, I want you to take a good look at this deck. I want you to stare at it, take it in, be like, what's wrong, Brick? What's wrong with the deck? Notice what I called it. I called it a combo deck. We never did it. We didn't do it. I don't have the combo. I don't have to show. I've played about an hour, about my allotted time I have. I work full time, so it's kind of hard for me to like play until I do the combo. But honestly, at this point, I think I went 5-1. Why am I playing the combo? I don't even care. Like, honestly, the deck just ran fine without it. If I had these 4 Vraskas be like anything else most of the game, I'm probably happier. Like, for example, that bunny that our opponent played. Now, if our opponent's targeting things, or like the game we lost to Liliana, having a card with the offspring on it would have been so good there, because then we would have had extra creatures, and getting to take advantage of cards with offspring is really, really nice in a deck like this. Playing like Glissa is going to be very hard to lose whenever it's getting extra counters, and it's getting huge, and it's just going to constantly be threatening attacks, and it's a really good blocker, things like that. I think Sentinel of the Nameless City here showed its value. I was a little questionable on it, but realistically, just getting to grow this for free over and over again and just swing a larger and larger and larger creature that just damage removal is never going to get it off the board. They have to have like a get lost or something. And it also, as we saw in the matchups, does dodge temporary lockdown. Very good. I almost argue to play 2 of these because of how many, like, kind of because of how hard we lose the temporary lockdown, but how easy it is for us to then beat temporary lockdown, because our opponent's going to be like, oh, there's a drinker, there's a scout, and there's an innkeeper in play. Let's just lock it down. We then Terra Sunder, get all that stuff back, and then we start growing it and things like that. So outside of that, I mean, it was a good time. I had a blast. I just didn't get to do the combo. So again, I will explain the combo just so you know what to look out for if you do see this potentially outside of the kind of combat. The combo is like, oh no, the game's lost. Let me just play a Vraska and one-shot my opponent. It's like a win from anywhere. It's win out of nowhere kind of thing. So if this is all the way up, it works like doubling season, for example. But if you would put 1 or more counters on a permanent or player, put twice that many of each of those kinds of counters on that permanent or player. So here, because of how this works, if we cast this for full mana value, instead of 6, this card will see, oh, you're putting 6 counters on Vraska. Because they don't enter and just have them. They actually get applied onto them, which is like a weird thing with Planeswalkers if you're not really sure. But the 6 counters go on it, and then that card says, hold up, you wanted to put 6? What if I put 12 on it instead? Because it's doubling, it's adding an extra 6. So then we're able to minus it immediately. And then our opponent, we look at their poison count, because if a target player has fewer than 9 poison counters on it, they get a number of poison counters equal to the difference. But what we get to do is now they would normally get 9 in our deck. We have no way to give them poison outside of Vraska, so we get 9. And then this would do essentially the same thing. It's like, you want to put 9 poison counters on them. What if I put 9 more on there and they get 18, and then they lose instantly? It's over. So if this is in play and you ult the Vraska, the game's over. They die. However, what if we just never do this plan and then we just hit our opponent over the head? Like, I mean, that's all we did. We just smacked our opponent upside the head and said, what are you doing here? Just bap. It's very cool. It kind of felt like a mono green deck, but just had like the black in here for removal. And of course, we saw how important this was. It seems dumb, honestly. It does seem kind of dumb to be like, man, that's just a 1/1 lifelinker with a little bit of value on the back end. And you're like, I don't really get it, you know? Like, why would it be so important? But when we turned it into an 8/8 in 2 turns, it's really good very fast. So outside of that, I hope y'all enjoyed, and maybe you could consider playing this deck, but maybe don't craft the Vraskas, I guess. Like, it was what it was. So very cool. So outside of that, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.